Classically styled and able to offer supercar-beating performance, it's little wonder why the Caterham 7 has carved its own very specific niche. Yes, it's not the last word in practicality, but what it does offer is a huge amount of driver involvement and a lot of excitement. The modern 7 is a well-evolved interpretation of Colin Chapman's original designs. The twin headlights are beautifully retro, while the collapsible roof is surprisingly functional. Our car has been fitted with optional side screens too, which does wonder for in-car comfort, especially on colder days. The interior of the Caterham 7 is snug to say the least. Now I've got to point out straight away that this is a wider bodied SV version, so that means you get a little more room side to side. However, the driving position is spot on, these sport seats offer plenty of support, and the heaters are pretty good too. As well as that, you get a 12-volt charging point for your phone, so really, what more could you want? Of course, a Caterham is never going to be able to offer as much space as you'll find in even a small city car, but the rear boot section is surprisingly spacious, and there's actually enough room in there for a couple of shopping bags or actually one soft weekend bag. See, not as impractical as you thought. Now the driving experience you get in a Caterham is like nothing else. You've got the wind in your hair, you've got this lovely short shifting 5-speed manual gearbox to use, and all is well with the world really. Our car is a 310S, so that means it's got a 1.6 litre engine under the bonnet, producing around about 150 horsepower. And though that may not sound like much for a sports car like this, you've got to remember that it weighs just over 500 kilos, so that means 0 to 60 in around 4 seconds. Of course, it's all about that low down acceleration in cars like this. You can take it on the motorway, but it does tend to buzz somewhat at speeds over 70 miles an hour. Of course, another crucial aspect of the Caterham experience is the handling. And really, you need to experience a car like this to find out what true good handling is like. It's direct, the unassisted steering means that you've got a really good amount of feedback coming from the front wheels, and it all just gives you lots of indication as to what the car is actually doing. Now, I'm sure you'll also have noticed that we've got these side screens fitted. We didn't have those fitted when we were doing the stills earlier, but what they do is really reduce the amount of wind that you get in the cabin, and it means you can travel a lot further without getting quite so tired. Of course, if you do want to take the Caterham on long distance journeys, you can. There's nothing to hold you back from that, but they really are best suited to tight, twisty country lanes like the ones we're on today in short little bursts. Now, you'll hear a lot of people talking about how uncomfortable Caterhams are, how wearing they are to drive, and yes, at times they are difficult to get along with, but because you're sat so low in the car and because these seats offer actually quite a good amount of support, you don't notice as many bumps in the road as you would, say, in a usual hot hatch or a sports car. Okay, so we're perfectly aware that the Caterham 7 is not the ideal everyday car. It's not very practical, it's quite noisy, and on the odd occasion it's a little bit leaky. However, no other car on sale today can give a driving experience quite like the one that this car can. And that is the reason why for us it's a bit of a winner.